Alrighty guys, piece number 1 is complete, and here we have the beginning of the moon. Now I know it looks really weird and it's not supposed to look like a square, but as I said, it's a work in progress, and basically we're going to be adding a lot of plates on the side. That's why you see a ton of these studs right here. But we're basically going to be replicating this side and adding it around the entire cube we have here. And then for our last piece, we're going to be adding a part to fill in this gap as well. So yes, that does it for piece number 1, and now let's move on to the next one. Alrighty guys, piece number 2 is complete, and here we are now getting that sphere look, adding 3 pieces on the side, and we use a ton of light gray plates to add for these parts. But yes, that does it for piece number 2, and now let's move on to part number 3, adding the face. Alrighty guys, we made the creepy face, and now let's add it onto the moon. Alrighty guys, it is almost complete, and for this part we used a ton of little detailed pieces, including some teeth you can see right here, also some curved tile pieces as well, and these cool stud pieces with the holes in them just to add some extra detail to this model. And last but not least, for the mouth, we added some black tiles to give this like voidless look. So yes, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and now let's move on to the last and final piece. Alrighty guys, we have to take a little pause here because you might be wondering, how are we going to make this look good when there's no studs on the top to connect other parts? So we're going to build this little thing that's going to be going in there so that we can add studs to connect another big part on top. So let's build that real quick, and then I'll show you the technique of how I did it. Alrighty guys, here it is, the technique. I'm going to try to explain this as best as possible, but here we have 2 ends of the studs using plates, so it perfectly aligns with this. This is basically just to level up with putting it in there. But yes, if you just want to copy this technique, this is pretty easy to just look at to replicate. But now we're adding this piece onto this one. So now let's add the double end stud piece onto that 4x4 plate you see right there. Alrighty guys, now you can see it is completely leveled with this. So now we can add the last and final piece to complete the moon. Alright guys, piece number 4 is complete, and here we have the top piece of the moon that wakes up. So yes, not much else to say, but let's add this top piece onto the moon. Alrighty guys, piece number 1 is complete, and here we have built the core piece of Saturn, and I know it looks weird, but we're going to be trusting the process with this one. And we added a lot of these stud bricks in order to put plates on them to give the sphere look. But yes guys, that does it for piece number 1, and guys, stay tuned, trust the process, and now it's time to move on to the next piece. Alright guys, piece number 2 is complete, and we just added 3 sides to the sphere, and it looks amazing. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And guys, be sure to stay throughout the whole video because it's all going to be coming together, and it's going to look awesome. But yes, enough chit chat. Now let's move on to the next piece. Alrighty guys, in order to finish part 3, we gotta add this part connecting onto those studs as you can see right here. So yes, it's an interesting technique, but let's add it to the group and get this part finished. Alrighty guys, piece number 3 is complete, and now we just need to add the face of Saturn, and then it'll complete the sphere look. So stay tuned, and let's move on to the next one.
Sorry guys, this time-lapse clip literally disappeared from my video library, and I don't know why, so I apologize, but anyway, let's just continue this video.
Alrighty guys, piece number 4 is complete, but guys, stay tuned because we are just getting started and we have 2 more parts to add until we are entirely finished. So we're going to be building the ring next and then a piece to elevate the ring using a lot of trans clear pieces. So guys, stay tuned because you are not going to want to miss out on the rest of this. Alrighty guys, piece number 5 is complete, and here we have Saturn's ring, and it looks amazing, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. For this part, we used a ton of light gray plates, dark tan plates, and dark gray plates to give this circular look. But yes, that does it for piece number 5, and now we're going to be moving on to piece number 6, where we are going to be building the display stand, so this is elevated up. So stay tuned, and let's get building. Alrighty guys, piece number 6 is complete, and here we have the trans clear display stand for the rings to stand onto. And this display stand is a little bit taller than this one to give that slanted look to it. But enough chit chat, let's add the ring. Alrighty guys, it is finally complete. Here we have the cursed Saturn from Mr. Friends series, The Moon That Wakes Up. And what's really unique about this one is that we added the rings of Saturn and it looks amazing. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And we also made it so the rings are kind of slanted using these trans clear pieces. And this one is a little bit taller, and that's how we get that sloped look. And for the main thing, we used a ton of tan plates and also a lot of black tile for the mouth and the eyes. And of course, a little bit of silver teeth as well. But yes, that is it for Cursed Saturn, and let me know what you guys think I should build next. And I'll be sure to leave Mr. Friend's link in the description down below. But yes guys, enough chit chat. Now let's take a quick little look of this masterpiece. Alrighty guys, piece number 1 is complete, and here we have built the core of Jupiter that wakes up. So of course we used lots of white bricks, white plates, and also some of these studs on the side bricks so that we can eventually build the sphere look. So yes, this is just the beginning, so guys, stay tuned because you're not going to miss out on the rest of this. I know it looks weird right now, but trust the process, and let's move on to the next piece. Alrighty guys, part 2 of the pieces is built, and now let's add it on to the main piece. Alrighty guys, piece number 2 is complete and it's looking amazing so far, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And we only have 2 more parts to go, so stay tuned and let's move on to piece number 3. Alrighty guys, piece number 3 is complete, and here we have the top piece that we're going to be adding inside here. And we're using the same technique we used for the moon that wakes up and also Saturn that wakes up. And that is using these 2 stud pieces in order to connect on top of the bottom of these plate pieces. So here's the technique if you guys want to copy this. It is basically studs, and on the other side it is studded as well. So yes, let's add that little piece back in there, and then we're going to be adding this big part as well. Alrighty guys, piece number 4 is complete, and here we have the face of Jupiter that wakes up, and this is the last piece, but now let's add it on to the creation. Alrighty guys, it is finally complete. Here we have Jupiter that wakes up and it's finally finished. But yes guys, this is our 3rd creation of building the Moon That Wakes Up series from Mr. Friend. And guys, if you haven't already, be sure to go check out my other The Moon That Wakes Up videos. And I'll be sure to leave the links in the description down below, so be sure to go check that out. But yes guys, we used a ton of white plates, orange plates, black tiles, and a ton of these big teeth pieces. So yes, that does it for Jupiter that wakes up, but now let's compare all of them and add the Moon that wakes up and also Saturn that wakes up. Alrighty guys, here we have the Moon That Wakes Up collection here, and of course the main one, the Moon That Wakes Up. And then to our right we have Saturn that wakes up with the cool ring. And then our recently added, which is Jupiter that wakes up. So yes, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Which one is your favorite so far? I'm interested to know. And now I think it's time to take a quick little look of this masterpiece.